ASMR Nation. Let's do an Am I the A-hole? It's time. The time has come. We are gathered today to do an Am I the A-hole? But first, you know the drill, you know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, channel hygiene, channels are Tamagotchi. So, if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like if you like, leave a comment. It can be anything related to the video. It can just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever. As long as it's cool and respectful, hit the notification bell. As always, I've linked my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every dollar or two helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know, not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. The link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content, but you don't want to leave this platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below or going to my channel page and clicking the join button. That is content that's exclusive to YouTube members. Alright. What do we got here? It's like opening up little presents. Let's see. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my friend about her BO after literally throwing up? Been in college classes with this girl for the last year. We're in the same degree program and we've become friendly. I don't hate her at all. I've just reached my limit and might have gone too far. This semester we have the exact same schedule. Ended up sitting next to each other in every class. At first I chalked a smell coming from her up to stress and assumed it was temporary slip in hygiene. It happens, but every single day. The best way I can describe the smell is a strong barn type of body odor. As if she worked outside on a hot, humid summer day and didn't shower. She has long, pretty hair, but it's visibly oily from roots to ends. By our third class of the day, I'm nauseous and trying not to gag. After a month of this not getting better, another friend in our program admitted they sit on the opposite side of the room because of how distracting the smell is. Kind of broke my heart to hear that. I'd hoped someone would tell me if I was in her position. One day after school, I spent hours carefully crafting a text to her so she had some body odor. And I was only bringing it up because I care. I didn't want her to be embarrassed. Not a fan of confrontation and thought a private message was kinder. She read it, gave it a thumbs up, and never talked about it again. The next day, I finally wasn't trying to hold my breath, and the smell was back by the end of our second class. So, like, it doesn't start out that way. It starts out later into class. I'm confused. That was 2 months ago. Now we're in crunch time for finals. We stayed after class until around midnight working on a project with several other students. I finally couldn't take it anymore. After she scooted inches away from my face to help me on my computer. Within seconds of her getting that close, I ran to the nearest trash can and threw up. She'd asked if I was okay, but I was sleep deprived and stressed and I couldn't hold back. I told her that she smells so bad, and just being near her has been making me nauseous all year. Still clutching the trash can, trying not to throw up, I blurted out, how do you not smell yourself? How can you not notice how bad this is? She said she's just forgetful and mentioned that her mom or fiance don't remind her. You are in college, you have a schedule, like you have routines. You can throw it in with your routines. She's a woman in her early 20s. She's got a fiance. She doesn't work so she can focus on school. From my personal perspective, it seems like she could make time for a shower. Before I stormed out, I raised my voice and pleaded for her just to take a damn shower. And not just don't just get wet. Are you getting in the shower just getting wet? You need to scrub head to toe. Get in that scalp. I feel bad for yelling. I know I sounded harsher than I meant to. I was exhausted at my limit, but I still have to sit next to her for 3 weeks before semester ends. I feel guilty for snapping in front of other students. Yes, I would feel some guilt about that as well. Like I'd want to yell at her, but not in front of other people. Because you aren't respecting us. You are not respecting us. I've told you. And now you're still not respecting us. I also feel like I had no other options left after months of this, and the fact that texting her didn't seem to help. Am I the a-hole for finally snapping and yelling at my friend about her BO after literally throwing up, even though I had already tried to bring it up gently before? I don't think she's the a-hole. I get the guilt. And it's not an ideal way to crash out. really make me actually angry. I don't know what condition that is, what medical condition I have to make me that angry, but if I'm smelling funk, I start to get angry. Could be a number of things causing this, including bacterial or yeast infection on her skin. OP did mention in the comments that the girl claims she forgets to shower, so if she's going days without bathing herself, she's the prime candidate for fungal and yeast infections. ETA, I don't blame the OP for getting frustrated and blowing up on the girl. I do think OP should apologize, but I don't think she's an a-hole for being super frustrated and not able to contain her anger after vomiting over how bad the girl smells. She wasn't the a-hole for telling her, but she was the a-hole for shouting at her. I mean, you've got puke coming out your mouth and nose. You're kind of incapacitated. You don't have your best wits about you. Get your stank ass. If she has a medical issue, okay, like go find out, and then you can tell your friend, hey, this is straight up medical. But she's admitting that she doesn't remember to shower, so I don't know why we jump just to straight like, oh, this is medical. She should try showering daily, every other day for a while. That's the first thing you do, right? Try normal hygiene. Give it a whirl. Not sure why people are saying it must be a medical issue when she's clearly said she doesn't shower. Thank you, voice of reason. Because nobody reminds her to, not the ill, because she clearly made a tokenistic effort to do enough to cover it up for 1 hour, but didn't care enough about the people around her to do more. It's really selfish and rude to go out and be that stinky around people when you have the power to do something about it. Someone who doesn't care if you become physically unwell as a result of their choices is not someone worth being friends with. Okay, this is the equivalent of, I can think of a ton. I had a car freshener, cherry car freshener. I loved it. It smelled great. It was making my kid puke. He's like, what is that smell? And he'd start gagging. And I'm like, okay. So I had to switch car scents, okay? That easy. If I had a perfume that was making a coworker physically sick, I would have to reluctantly say, I can't wear this perfume to work anymore. You can't say that about all of my perfumes, though. But if there's one that like stands out, you're like, I don't know what that note is. My husband has one, and I'm like, I hate it. Freaking hate it. Don't. You're gonna have to wear that when I'm out of town or something. Alright. So I think we can all agree. Clearly we don't all agree, but I don't think she was ill. I do think I would feel shallow giving an apology of like, I'm sorry that I yelled, but I'm not sorry about that I got to where I got. I'm sorry that I yelled in front of other people, but I'm not sorry that I'm mad. I'm actually mad at you over not even giving a rat's ass how sick you're making me. You're making me have a medical issue. How about that? Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law to walk her daughter to school? I, female 23, am a university graduate and live at home with my mother. Okay. She owns the house with a mortgage that's been fully paid off. I pay her rent. Alright? Around half of the market rate for our area. Okay. And I do most of the housework. Me and my mother both work a lot. I work in healthcare and work irregular shift patterns, and my mom is self-employed and occasionally has to travel for work. My brother, male 31, his wife, will call her Rose, female 31, and their daughter, female 6, that's a young girl, 6 years old, moved back into our mom's house on Friday. Okay, times are tough. Let's see, they got a mortgage on a home, but it turned out to have a lot of maintenance issues, the biggest ones being with their toilet and shower not functioning. Also, their heating doesn't work. It's estimated to take at least a month to fix everything, so in the meantime, they're staying here. Okay. Rose came up to me and asked if I could take their daughter to school. As her school is a 5-minute drive from the hospital, normally their neighbor who has a child the same age would take her to school, but that's no longer an option. My brother works full-time and his shifts be available for school drive. That's not my kid, Rose. That's my niece. I'm a TT. My boss don't care about my TT duties. She didn't wait for an answer. She knows it's not that simple, but she needs me to help her in my job. If you start requesting restricted availability, they're going to give you way less shifts. I couldn't understand why Rose wouldn't walk her daughter to school. It's a 15-minute walk from my mom's house to get there with no hills and plenty of safe crossings. Rose and their daughter don't have any health conditions that would make this not doable. I asked Rose why she wouldn't walk her daughter to school, and she said that's too far of a walk with a young child. I showed her the distance on Google Maps. I assumed she wasn't aware of how close it was. I mean, I wouldn't say 15 minutes is super duper close, but I'd say it's doable. When you don't have a weekday job, like this is all you gotta do today. So put your coat on, get out the door. You do what you gotta do. I said to Rose, I think it's her best option, but I cannot take her daughter to school every day. Right? She's gonna get a few days off of doing it because on the days that it works out for somebody else to take her, then it works out cool. Later that day, my mom told me that Rose came to her really upset that I refused to help. My mom said she knows I normally work irregular shifts, but that it'd be a really nice thing for me to do. Okay. So y'all can go agree till you're blue in the face about how much I should be doing for this, for my niece. Love her. I'll get her Christmas presents. I will be here. I will give her all the hugs. This is not something that is on my plate when there's other options. I feel like I'm going crazy because when I was a kid, I went to the same school and my mom walked me there and back from this house. I said no, and my mom said fine, that the mom does understand. Now I've got my brother calling me selfish, and he said it's a small task to ask, and even their neighbor could do it, and I'm refusing. Your neighbor shouldn't have to do it either. Y'all have a kid. What about other neighbors? Not that I should even be. Why am I thinking about other options? There's a perfectly good option. The mom walks her to school. Not the a-hole. If your brother is so adamant that shifting your work schedule is such a reasonable request, tell him to change his own. As her dad, he should be stepping up. If he can't change his work schedule to accommodate it, why would you be able to? Who gets to leave early for school drop-offs? Your sister-in-law needs to stop being lazy. Yeah, sister-in-law, the dad, and grandma, since she wants to get involved and tell me what I should be doing. Y'all can do it. Y'all can figure it out, since it's so figure-outable. Seriously, it's only for a month that they can walk to school for a month, or brother can find a friend from work to get a ride from so the sister-in-law can have the car. Right? Like, maybe rainy days, stuff like that. Like, okay, maybe she needs to have some kind of transportation, so maybe brother can ride to work with somebody else for a month. If mom has a car, they can borrow it just for school driving. They can ask around to friends and family if anyone has a car they can borrow for a month. They need to solve their own problem, not ask the OP to solve it for them. Not only is it for just a month, but it's a 15-minute walk, and 6 kids are beyond capable of walking well beyond 15 minutes, just saying. Maybe they're saying like the kid's too young. I'm sorry, my kid probably does 20K steps a day at 5 years old. It's not the kid that can't walk. Okay, let's do one more. Oh no, I lost my place. Okay. Am I the a-hole for not allowing my daughter-in-law to join a camping trip and doubling down on it? This one has edits. Let's do one that's like just normal. Okay. Am I the a-hole for walking out of a restaurant and leaving my friend? My girlfriend and I went to a restaurant 2 days ago. I was the designated driver. I ordered my meal and they ordered their meal. I went to take a picture of my plate, and before I could even take the picture, one of them used the fork and stirred my food. Stay off my plate. It's not even the fact that you ruined my picture. Stay off my plate. I have food aggression issues. I got upset and asked her why she would do that. She told me it was cringe to take pictures of the food. So not only with intent, you maliciously stirred my food so I couldn't have a picture to send to my friends and family. Like, wow, this is my little restaurant argument. I could tell the other girls were uncomfortable, but no one stood up for me. Yeah, been there. All I wanted was a damn pic because my plate was presented beautifully. I got upset and just walked out of the restaurant and drove home, leaving them behind. When I got home, I asked who paid for my meal and settled her the cost. They started texting me and telling me that it was just a joke. What I did was immature. I do think, like, wait, who's paying the bill? That part, like, you can't do that, right? Throw some cash on the table, or poke your friend on the. I'll sell you for my food, like, as soon as I get out here. But this is gonna get ugly. I'll just leave. You guys can have fun with this bitch. What I would do was immature, and it was wrong of me to leave them behind, considering I was the driver. Oh, I forgot she was the driver. I do feel like I overreacted, but I also feel like what she did was mean. I mean, let's be serious. There's a whole group. One of y'all can call your sister, your brother, your cousin, your friend, your man to come get you, or you can Uber. Somebody's got the Uber app ready to go. Let him be mad. Let's see what people are saying. In what world does a person have the gall to dig around on a fresh plate of food, mock you for taking pictures of it, treat your objection like it was a joke, and then expect you to entertain their disgusting company for the rest of the evening and to chauffeur them home? That person should be banished to live in a closed convent on the outskirts of Siberia until she learns how to use manners when interacting with others. You are not the a-hole, and it was a classy thing to pay for your food later. It's time to shed some people from your friends list. Oh my god, this reminds me of a time that a friend of mine, I had to go to the beach at sunrise. I had to get up at whatever, 4:30 a.m. and go take pictures of her and her baby at the beach, right? Whatever, I'm a good friend. I got you. This is cute, blah, blah, blah. But we get back, and I stopped at the gas station and got a breakfast burrito. And why did this bitch take a picture of me deep-throating the breakfast burrito? I'm like, after all those nice pictures, like, I'm not in the mood. It's still 5:30 a.m. and you're trying to be funny, you're trying to be cute, you're trying to be sassy. We're not friends anymore. I like how they call the OP immature because it's not immature to mix up somebody's food and ruin a photo. They ruined your plate. You know why they started calling the OP immature is because they all sat there, and because they were so uncomfortable. This is easy. They got so uncomfortable that they just started to blame the person that left. And that is also